Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Victoria. Good afternoon, family. It's 4 p.m. now, but we're expecting more people to join in. So I'm hoping that in maybe 5 minutes we have more guys join in, then we can then comment the webinar. So I hope that's fine with you, Victoria.
Yes, please, it's fine. And just wait 5 minutes.
Okay. It's 5 minutes past for we can only see one person even joining in. But what I've tried to do is ensure that this session is live recorded and ensure that even if they miss out on the whole session, they still maybe while they're joining, they can still go back and maybe listen. I don't know if we can take maybe another 5 minutes to let people join in because I really don't know why they are not here because this is even more free. People pay for things like this, so I'm hoping we get a higher turnout because we have done registering. So
Okay.
yeah. All right, Victoria, I think we just have to kick off, and I'm hoping other people will join because we've been prompting them to all tune in. I really don't know what's happening, and they are not tuning in. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Oluwasegun, and I'm one of the collaborators on Road Deck, and basically Road Deck came up maybe during the ASU strike, the last elongated ASU strike we had, just when we realized that yes, a lot of people were sitting at home, and there wasn't really so much to engage students with. So we are like, okay, let's just get a lot of opportunities flying around at that time, and we're trying to get opportunities for students at the first point, but it grew into a lot of job opportunities always flowing through our DM. So let's spread it out to people in our network, and things are growing, and that's what brought about what GoDeck is today. And we're even happy about the progress some people have made. But one thing that really struck out was I've also tried to hire through. I've sent some job posts to GoDeck, and when I get the CVs, the quality of the CVs I get when I send out job ads and I get those CVs can't get those jobs. They can't even get to the interview stage because those CVs are really nothing to write home about, and they don't really take you to the next level. So we said that, okay, maybe we need to also help our guys to ensure that they also upgrade or get better CVs, or even apply for the right jobs, so you're not just wasting time applying in the wrong jobs. So that's majorly why we brought about this webinar. We've had a previous webinar, I think earlier this year, that's around January or February, and we spoke about CV writing too. But apparently, GoDeck wasn't that big. I think we're around maybe 800 at that point in time, but now we're about 1,800. And I'm saying that, yeah, there are a lot of new people, some have left too. So we also need to come back again on that, on how to write a good CV, and also how to get ready for a job, because it's not really just writing the CV, but the content and quality, what makes your CV stand out. So that's how we reached out to people who are, because they are the ones that at the end reviewing these CVs and they know how to sort it. So, and that has brought about this webinar. So I'll be leaving the stage, and I'll be handing you over to Victoria Coker. Victoria Coker is an HR professional, and she's a recruiter with a talent sourcer with Pretend. And I'm really happy about, because the person who connected me to Victoria is someone I really revere, and I'll call the person a mentor to me. So and as I said, tell me your friends, show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. So based on the fact that she's a friend to my mentor, I believe she has the substance, and she's surely going to come in with a lot of goodies for everyone. So I'm handing you over to Victoria Coker. Thank you so much she's doing this for free. It's also a pro bono case, so we're not making any money here, but we are investing in ourselves. So human capital, one thing that drives us is the human capital. If we can invest in I believe Nigeria has the greatest resource we have in Nigeria is the human beings we have here. And that's why wherever you export us to, we excellently do well. We are always outperforming every nation, and even if we call them Asians, we always stand out. So with a round of applause, I would like to welcome Victoria Coker as she takes us on a presentation on job readiness and writing a good CV. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Victoria. Over to you.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Oluwasegun. Thank you for the introduction. I mean, it's good to be here, and I think that I am happy to be here. So good evening, everybody. I trust that we are all doing well. I trust that we had a great Saturday, and we are still having a great Saturday. It's nice to meet everybody here. So hopefully, I hope that this class will be like kind of interactive. I mean, we ask questions and talk to each other. So my name is Victoria Coker. Um, I currently work with Protein. I hope you can hear me. Please confirm you can hear me, please.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear
All
you.
right, thank you. So I work with Protein International, a human resource consulting firm as a talent sourcer, a talent acquisition person, and in simple term, I would say a recruiter. So what I do basically is to get the best talent, get the best fit to work with my clients. That is what I do basically. So today we'll be talking about job readiness and writing a good or great CV, plus everything that is in between getting a job and all of that. So without further ado, I just think we'll jump into the slides. I'm going to share my screen now, and I would like us to confirm if we can see.
Yeah, we can see your screen. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can see your Windows app. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'll just. Sorry. Yeah, can we see it now?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for responding. Job readiness and writing a great CV. So what we would gain today is we are going to understand what job readiness means. We are going to know all the whys. Why should I have a CV? Why should my CV be great? Can my CV get me a job? What kind of jobs can my CV get me? Everything, all the whys, why the questions, we're going to answer that. Then we are going to go on to the components of a great CV. We are going to know some important things that it's in between getting a job, and we're also going to gain valuable skills and experiences. We're going to know how to gain valuable skills and experiences. But before we go on, I would like anybody to just unmute. I mean, just explain, or just like your own words, just tell me what you understand by job readiness. What you think job readiness means. I mean, anybody can just say something. Hello? Can anybody still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So good evening, everyone. Good evening,
Can hear you.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah.
Okay, so good evening, Ma. Thank you for this session. My name is Praise, and then what I can define as job readiness in my own terms is like the availability, or let me put it in this way, the readiness of someone to start on a job for himself or something like that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please, what's your name?
Praise, like praise and
Praise.
worship. Yeah.
All right, that's great. Thank you, Praise, for at least saying something. Can anybody say anything else? Praise has said something, so I just want to hear somebody, then we'll just move on to the slides. Anybody? Oh, okay.
Could you repeat the question again so I don't answer out of context? Like, I heard the question. It was about, okay, hold on 1 second. I had the question. It was about job readiness. Okay. So,
yes,
job readiness is simply the state of a person being qualified and fit for a job, basically.
Thank you very much. Please, what's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much, Praise. So they've said it all. Job readiness is how ready you are for a job. For instance, I mean, I want to go for a party. There are some things I have to check out, air checks, shoe checks, dress checks, everything like that. So if you want to apply for a job, if you want to get a job, there are some things you have to tick. Okay, yeah, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. That means I am ready for job. So workplace readiness traits describe a number of common expected skills that employers seek from most employees. So what are those things I want to see in you to know that you are ready for this job? Work readiness skills are sets of skills and behaviors that are necessary for every job. Some people call it employability skills, some people call it job readiness skills, some people even call it soft skills. Those skills that they will see in you and say, hey, Danny is really ready for this job. That's basically what it means. I believe we're on the same page. So generally, job readiness is based on what employers are looking for. Are you really ready for the kind of job that you are looking for? To say that I'm a salesperson, am I really ready for the sales job? Do I have those things that would require or that would allow a recruiter say that Daniel or Praise is ready for a sales job? Next, we're moving on to, before we move on to CV, there are some basic principles of job readiness, and it is, we can call it interview preparation, personal presentation, having a detailed resume, cover letter, good communication skills, and everything like that. So we are just going to be talking about how to be ready for a job and concentrate on writing a good CV and everything in between. We'll just get to it. So what is a CV? In simple terms, because I know we all know what a CV looks like, what a CV is. It's just that I think everybody just wants people to keep mentioning it before. No, but that's how we see it. Because I mean, every day I see CVs. I mean, in the past 3 months or 4 months, I've seen well over 1,000 CVs, and it looks like everybody just wants us to keep screaming what we want as recruiters. So in simple terms, it is a summary of your work experience, your skills, and your education. Hello, are we together? Can anybody still hear me?
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much. So it is a summary of your work experience, your skills, your education. It's a formal document that a job applicant creates to itemize qualification for a position. I'm applying for a sales role. I have to submit my CV that explains that I have worked in a shop as a salesperson for 2 years selling phone accessories. I also worked as a sales associate, or I also worked as a salesperson in a beauty or skincare shop where I sold skincare or cosmetic to customers and all of that. So it's just a document that shows your work experiences, your skills, your education, and everything like that. Now we're going to be moving on to the whys. Why should I have a CV? I mean, some people will ask that question. Do I really need a CV? I mean, I can sell anything. So why do I need a document that would say I can sell this thing? Do I really need a CV? Why should my CV look great? Hello, your CV should look great because you are great. So your CV should look like you. It is a representation of who you are. And it is a representation of who you are before you even get to meet the recruiter, before you get to meet the talent acquisition person and all of that. So for instance, you're a very beautiful person. Imagine looking at your CV and I'm seeing somebody who is ugly. And for that particular role, I need to recruit somebody who is beautiful. You are beautiful, but your CV is telling me you are ugly. Guys, what am I supposed to do? Will I first call you that, hello, I saw your CV, but your CV is telling me that you are ugly. Are you beautiful? Things like that. So we have to make sure that our CV is representing us well. once our CV gets somewhere and we are seeing everything, it's ticking the box, ticking the box, ticking the box, and on like that. Is it really important for job readiness? I mean, is my CV important for this journey of job readiness? Do I need to even write a CV? Will a CV help me get a job? Yes, your CV will help you get a job. Your CV will open doors for you. Your CV is going to position you or give you the leverage that you need to get to the interview stage and maybe even beyond. But your CV is that thing that will bring you to the interview table or interview stage. Can I write my CV? Can I write a CV by myself? Yes, you can write a CV by yourself. And the truth is that you don't have, so the thing is that many people just write one CV, and any job they see in this heaven and earth is that CV they are going to use. They'll be throwing the CV left and right, and they are not positioning themselves right, because you have to always edit your CV. You have to always improve, because daily you are learning, you're improving. So all those things, they have to reflect in your CV. Moving on to so why I'm just rushing this slide is because I know that we understand what the CV means. Or is there anybody that doesn't really understand what a CV means? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, ma.
All right. So I was asking if there's anybody that doesn't really understand what a CV is. Because I know for us to be on this group, we have idea of what a CV is and what a CV can do for anybody. So let's just continue. So we are moving on to the framework or the component of a CV. So your CV should have these things and more. But these things are the basic things that your CV should cover. If you're applying for any job as a fresh graduate, as an undergraduate, let's say internship and all of that, your CV, once your CV can capture all of this, I mean, you are good to go. It's not even all of this, but like majority, let's just jump into it. So your contact details. You should have your name, sure. Your name should be there. You should have your phone number. You should have your email address. You should have your address, your home address. I mean, Lagos, Nigeria is fine. Or your Ibadan is fine. Abeokuta, Ogun is fine. Any recruiter that needs to know your exact location would definitely reach out to you if you tick all the boxes. So like I said, your name is very important. Your phone number, very important. Please make sure your phone numbers are correct. I've had situations whereby some people would meet the criteria, they will meet all of my requirements for the role, but their phone numbers, it would not be available, or is always switched off or something, and sometimes it might even be wrong. So I'll advise that you check through your contact details again and again to make sure that it is correct. So your name, your phone number, your address, like I said, Lagos, Nigeria is fine, except, but they would state in like job adverts that people around this place, let's say I'm recruiting for a sales role at Yaba and I need, for example, internship now, and I know that the money is not a lot to cover like transportation, and you need people living around Yaba, let's say Alagomeji, Sabo, Bariga, and the likes. You have to, they would state in the job ad, and I mean, it's very necessary for you to obey things like that. Your email address should be very professional. Your name is Victoria Coca, so your email address should be like Victoria Coca something. Your name is Daniel Praise. Let your email address be Daniel Praise 01@gmail.com, not like Barbie Girl or Princess Diamond @gmail.com and things like that. So your email address should just be very, very, very professional. Then onto your LinkedIn URL. I don't know if we have LinkedIn profiles, but it is very important that we have one. So if you are very active on LinkedIn, it will make sense for you to put it on your CV. Or if you have a good profile on LinkedIn, it will make sense for you to put it on your CV. So at the end of all this, I will just show us what I'll just show us what, sorry about that. I'll just show us what a CV looks like and all of that. And we'll come back to all these things that we have said and just highlight it and run through the CV. Then moving on to career objectives. As an intern, as an undergraduate, as a recent graduate, as a fresh graduate, somebody without experience, it's sweet for you to have a career objective. It's sweet for you to have a career objective to say that I'm a fresh graduate, looking to blah, blah, blah. These things are very, very simple. Just go online and just type career objective for a customer care or customer service intern or a customer service fresh graduate. You will see things online. Just take it, modify it, make it your own lines and all of that, put it there and make it sweet. I'll show you an example of career objectives. And for people that have experience, you can put your professional summary to say that in the first 5 years of my career, I worked as a recruiter, and now I'm looking to work as a consultant in an organization, things like that. That'll just be simple, straight to the point. Everything doesn't have to be complicated at all. And what you can do is go online, type whatever you want to type, career objective for a student, career objective for an intern, career objective. You will see things like that. Just modify it and make it simple. So we are done with contact, we are done with career objective. Moving on to education. So for starters that you really do not have a lot of experiences, you can put your secondary school. Hello, I believe you can still hear me.
Yes, you can. Thank
All right, thank you very much. So for starters, you can put on secondary school to say that I attended Grimes International College from this year to this year. Then your university, you are currently in blah, blah, blah. I'll show you something like that. Then always put the year. If you are still in the school, put when you started till date or when you started till present, things like that, so that I can show that you are an undergraduate, you're looking for internship. And if you are a graduate, please state your year, the year you started school and the year you graduated. Please state it. I'll show us example of what I'm saying. And also note that in arranging your education or in arranging your work experiences, the latest should come first, meaning the most recent one should come first, meaning you are a graduate, let your University of Nsukka, your University of Nigeria, let it be in front before your secondary school. And if you are a master's student or you are done with your master's, include it first. University of Lagos, master's, blah, 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 this year to this year. University of Lagos, undergraduate, blah, 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 put it there. And your secondary school. But with time, when you're having like a lot of experiences, you definitely need to remove like secondary school, because I mean, all those things don't matter at that point. But at a point where you are trying to like still build your CV, build your career, you can put up your secondary school. Moving on to work experiences. The name of the company, the role, your achievements. Please, guys, don't put your job description. You were working as an office assistant. You don't need to tell me that you threw the dustbin away, you were cleaning the table. No, tell us what you achieved during that point. During that point, you achieved, just put things that are very, 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 I mean, when I see it, I know that when you're coming to my organization, you're coming with value, not somebody that I swept the floor today, You put things like arranged arranged 24 tables, like things that are, I'll show you example as we go, but I mean, just make sure that your achievements are what is on your CV and not your job description. Then always put the years, how long you have worked there. Don't let the recruiter be calculating years for you. Don't let us be the one calculating, oh, he graduated 2022. That means he worked from this place 2021. They don't have time, especially people that work in consulting firm. There is no time. If you are moving on to the next person, and that's how people miss or would miss their job and all like that. Just make it simple, and that's it. Moving on to volunteering, please guys, undergraduate, let us volunteer for programs and all of that. It's it makes sense for all those things to be on our CVs. I mean, people that even want to apply for scholarships or fellowship and all like that, it makes sense for them to see a lot of volunteering experiences on your CV. Moving on to skills, the kind of skills that you have, your soft and technical skills that are relevant to the job that you are applying for. Skills that are relevant to the job that you're applying for. Moving on to our words, same thing, that are relevant to the job that you're applying for. You cannot be applying for a human resource intern and you are under your awards, you are putting in as you came best in a fashion show or something like that. Like, it's not really what I want to see. Awards like maybe debate competition, you got award or scholarship, awards like that, please. If you have any, include it in your CV. It makes a lot of sense. Then qualification, your professional qualification, if you have any, should be on your CV. I hope we are all following or we are still together.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Moving on to the next theme. This is just talking about relevant skills that we should have or should be on our CV. Some soft skills like communication and networking skills, communication, writing, oral, things like that. Leadership and management skills. For leadership skills, you think you might not have leadership skills, but you actually have leadership skills. We'll talk about it later on, but leadership skills, management skills should be there. Problem solving skills, teamwork and interpersonal skills, how you worked in class, how they gave you assignment, things like that. You have all those skills, but you have to bring them out to show that you are fit for the role. So let's move on. Self-management skills, then you move on to the technical skills. If you are going for like a data related role, data analysis, artificial intelligence, writing skills, which is very important, project management skills, specific technical skills. For example, you are HR intern, you are trying to apply for HR intern, you've used ATS before. ATS is applicants or application tracking system. You have used it before, you can include it. You know how to handle interviews, you know how to review CVs, all of that can be there. Moving on to important things to note on the road to job readiness. Number one, recruiters or employers are interested in your value. It's the value for us. It's not story. Can this person do the job or this person cannot do the job? So you have to position yourself, you have to represent yourself well. You can do the job, right? Yes, you know you can do it. So you have to represent yourself well and write that you can do this job, the things you have achieved. Nobody wants to bring anybody that's going to be a liability to their clients or is going to be a liability to their business. So they want to see that you have achieved this thing in your former place of work, or you have achieved this thing when you were in school, or you have achieved this thing somehow along life, and you can bring it on board, you can bring it to the table. Next one is always read through job description before applying. Guys, you don't just apply for jobs anyhow. In fact, there are some places your CV should not even get to. There are some places you should not allow your CV get to. Don't just throw your CV into any application. You see 5 applications for job, salesperson, sales associate, sales personnel, sales person, sales this, B2B sales, enterprise sales. Everywhere you apply, anywhere you see sales like this, your CV is there. It doesn't work that way. For example, where I work currently, we use ATS. If I search anybody's name that's applied to any of our jobs, I would see all the jobs that you have applied to previously. There's some people, it's just a turn off, because why are you applying everywhere? Why are you here? You are here, you are here. Same you want to be a sales associate. Same you want to be a sales manager. The same person wants to be B2B salesperson and all. Things you have to be very very strategic when applying for jobs. Read through the job description. Can I do this? Did they ask for this? They asked for this. They asked for this. Can I do this? If you are sure that you can do this, then is that job description that you will use to craft your own CV and send. To the extent that when I want to recruit, I have for instance, my clients need a B2B salesperson, someone who is going to sell maybe IT solutions, or maybe a software to like businesses. They need somebody who's going to, you have to read through the job description. They've given me a brief that I'm working with. They need somebody with 5 years working experience selling IT business solutions. So what I'm looking for is somebody that has 5 years experience selling solutions, and not somebody that has 5 years experience selling in phone accessories, or selling in slots, or selling cosmetics in somebody's shop or something. They need that person with 5 years experience selling business solutions. So me, I'm looking for that person that has 5 years experience selling. So you are sending your CV as 3 years working experience selling this, I won't even bother. So you have to be very calculative. You have to be very strategic in sending your CV. Look at the job description. Is it what I can do? If it's what you can do, draft your CV well, craft it very well. All those things that they want, all those job requirements, and for instance, they need somebody with communications, good communication skills. You should know that communication skills should be in your skills, under your own skills. They need somebody with business acumen. Write it in your own. Anything, when you see it, just craft it and make it look good. Write it in your CV and all of that. Next thing is use readable fonts and styles. If that's not when you be very creative and using fonts that I have to turn my system upside down before I see it. There's no time. There's no time for that. So let's use readable fonts like font styles. We have Times New Roman and all of that. Just make it readable, and sizes. Maybe if you are using for the where you work currently, you can make it 12. This thing, make it 10. Make it readable. Let us just read what you are writing. Then on to title and save your CV well. You save your CV well. You don't put things that will just, for instance, you want to send your CV and your CV is saved as James Praise, latest 2023, full stop, comma, new one, things like that. Save your CV well. Use your name. Just save it well. That once they see, they know this person is very neat. There's some people, the way they save CV, you know that this person is very smart and this person can think well. Next one, don't copy and paste another person's CV. Don't even try it. Make your CV, it's what you can do. Your CV is representing you, not another person. Because at the end of the day, you will defend all of these things you're writing on your CV. When you get to the interview stage, you are going to defend everything that you have on your CV. So please don't copy and paste another person's CV. So also avoid sending CVs without email body. So for instance, now Oluwasegun sends a job ad to the group chat, and you are qualified for the job. You have your CV ready. But the only thing that you would do is that you will just go there, put your CV, attach your CV, put the email address they asked you to send it to, and press send. No subject, no body of email. Is so wrong. Just put your subject: application for customer service intern, application for the role of a customer service associate, application, things like that. And in your subject, the hiring manager, hello recruiter, hello hiring manager, trust your day is going well. Kindly find attached my CV for your perusal. Things like that, just simple things. And you can also use your cover letter in place of like the body of email, but something to show that, I mean, this person can think, dear hiring manager, trust you are doing great today. Please find attached my CV for your perusal. I hope to hear, I look forward to a positive response. I look forward to a favorable response, and things like that. Moving on to the next thing, we have use quantifiable results when talking about your experiences. You want to talk about how you have sold something or how you worked as an intern. You tell them that assisted 5 people to blah 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 blah, trained 100 people, blah 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 blah. Achieve this in 24 months. Just make it quantifiable. Let them know that this is value. Or you worked as a social media manager and you increased the followers of whatsoever person you are helping to manage a page. Let's say they had 100 followers before, and now 200. You will increase blah 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 with 100% blah 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 blah, things like that. You just, and you will find them online. Online, read up. This is the road. All these things are really not hard. In 30 minutes, you read online, your CV is already good to go. I hope we are still together.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next thing is we have to learn continuously. You have to learn continuously. Online class, online courses, Coursera is there for us, YouTube is there for us. Let us keep learning. Let us keep doing what is right. And as we are learning, our CV is also improving. I hope that we know that. Then we use active languages. So when we talk about active languages, we are talking about things like assisted, achieved, prepared, all those kind of sweet words that when I see it, I know that I wonderful. Yes, yeah, ticking it, yes. And for you, we're always happy, to see people that meet job requirements and everything is going sweet. It's a joy for you to get job as a recruiter, as a consultant. I'm happy when I close the room. So it's my joy for me to see the CV that I like, and I'm like, yes, go on. That's it. So it's not the joy of any recruiter to like maybe not get back to you or something. That's what I'm praying for. Let me close this role and move on. So things like that. You have to proofread your CV, share it with somebody, just check for typos. I mean, that's not when you'll be seeing errors. They will just be dropping bullets on CVs. I've had times, I worked in a place where I remember maybe 2021, I worked at a place where we had an interview, and the person that we were together during the interview, he was so pissed, saying that, is it that these people don't think? Why would you come to an interview and we are seeing errors like throwing? Imagine me that I need somebody with good communication, written and oral communication. Will I pick you that you are throwing this thing, even in CV? No. So please just proofread for typo errors, for things like that, arrangement of CV. Just proofread when you are done. Then you can ask for a review. You can give a professional to help you review, somebody in that field, somebody that has worked as maybe a customer service. Please let me look at my CV. Does it look good? Please let me check and all of that, it doesn't ought to ask for review. So moving on to how to gain experiences, how to gain some skills, how to gain experiences generally. So as a student or as anybody can volunteer for anything. So even in church, just volunteer. Things, just volunteer, because all those things, you're going to learn some things while volunteering. You're going to learn a lot of things while volunteering. Imagine volunteering for an event where your own is just to register people. You can use things like assisted in registration of over 250 guests, thereby increasing efficiency of the speaker, things like that. It can be very simple, but the way you are going to dress it is just going to make sense, and you are going to like it at the end of the day. So things like that. You can write prepared and submitted. Maybe what you did in that volunteering is just for you to give report of what happened. You can just write prepared and maybe submitted report of activities in less than 3 hours of the event, which led to things like that. You know that there are little things that you made yourself valuable, and we can see value from it. Then internship, you can always apply for internships. You don't necessarily have to wait for advert of internship to come out before you apply to any company you think can apply. Check online, check their email, write to them that you need internship, you want to learn this, and you don't necessarily have to go there because of the money. I mean, many internships are just for the experience, just to teach you, just to give you that first-hand view of what working looks like and things like that. So it's not about the money, it's about learning and all of that. Then even from household chores, we can learn. Even from household chores, we can get experiences. For example, multitasking skill, you can get from household chores. Let me give you an example of multitasking. You are in the kitchen, you have to wash plates, you have to cook, you have to clean the floor. You are doing them as you're cooking, you're washing plates, you're cleaning. You are multitasking. You can put it on your CV. It's a very sought after skill. But people don't know how to multitask at all. You just face one thing and do it, face one thing and do it. And okay, let's move on to organization skills. Maybe in your house, your own work is to arrange sitting room every morning, or your own work is to make sitting room, and that's the work that they're giving you house, maybe at the last day. So what you can do is that what you are doing every day is you're putting through pillow where it's supposed to be, you're putting this rug, you're cleaning this one, is organizing skills. Put it on your CV. Time management, how you have managed time. You had to sweep floor, you had to wash clothes, you manage time, you did everything. Because you have a lot of clothes to wash. You have this. You are managing your time. It's part of the skills that should be on your CV because you are doing it. Leadership skill. Maybe you are the firstborn, and at home, as they are going, they're saying, "This one, your own work is to sweep the floor. Your own work is to wash the plates. And you are like, you are the one that you know that if they don't do that thing, it's still coming on your head. So you have to monitor everybody. Have you washed your own plate? Have you served? You are being a leader. So it's something that you should also put in your CV. Is a valuable skill. Also personal business. If you have a business, it's to boost your confidence. For instance, I sell wristwatches. I sell fashion accessories. I can tell anybody that, good afternoon, my name is Victoria. I sell wristwatches. I'm your favorite wristwatch plug. I'm your blah blah. I'm your this. It's boosting your confidence. I mean, you can walk up to anybody and tell them that this is what I do. 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 Yes. So having a personal business. If you have a personal business and you don't realize that it's a thing. I'm trying to tell you, yes, it's a thing. So also negotiation skills. As a business person, you negotiate, all of that. It's a very good skill, and you can add it there. So you know that you can gain experience through volunteering, internship, household chores, personal business, also community service. You can gain experience from the service, community service. For example, during ASU strike, let's say you were just at home and you were thinking of what to do. Maybe you were trying to get internship and you were not getting it. Imagine maybe 2 or 3 of you in the community just thought about let's maybe every morning, let's be picking all the dirt on our street, or let us be doing this, let us be doing that on our streets. And you are doing it. It's something that you can put on your CV. Nobody's going to go to your street and want to ask you that. You just craft it in a nice way and put it on. You might be thinking that you don't have any experience as an undergraduate. People, you have experiences. You just have to think about it, what you have done, and this is what you did, this was what came out, this was the result. Sit down, craft it, bring your CV out, and let it represent you well. So I think that is all that we have. I don't know if anybody or would want to ask any question.
All right, thank you so much, Victoria. That was a very insightful session, and I'm sure anyone that will listen to it would have gotten some tips and all. So just to ensure we can moderate the questions. So if you have a question, you can just raise your hand in the chat so we can take it in another fashion. So Victoria can answer this. So if you have any questions, please kindly signify by tapping on that raise hand reaction button. All right. Thank you, Samson. I'll be unmuting you now. So you can unmute, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. And thanks for this amazing session. My question is this. So recently I had this experience. I'm an undergraduate. I'm running an accounting program in Unilag, a DLI program, basically, and I'm also working. So I applied recently to a job, and for the job I applied to, I kind of reduced my work experience or places where I've worked. And that was based on an advice I got from somebody who referred me. So I currently work in an accounting service, but prior to now, I'd worked in an FMCG company. And for this job I want to move into, the experience needed is that of the FMCG company. So I did something. I removed my current experience, my current job experience, and I put the previous job experience. So the date was 2018 to 2023, whereas I left there in March. Now, I got called for an interview. And during the interview, I was asked certain questions based on my experience working where I've stated, and I answered everything. But there was this one particular question they answered and the response I gave. So they asked how much I was earning, and I gave them the amount I was earning currently, not as per the last place I worked, which is stated on the CV. So the first question I want to ask is this. So, you said we should tailor our CV to the job for which we want to apply. So the first question is, so first, is that right? I mean, I tailored my CV to the job, but in giving the salary figure I earn, right, in the last place of work, I gave the current salary. So first question is that right? And the second thing is, if per adventure, the job comes in and they started probably asking questions regarding maybe needing to, I don't know if HRs do that, but maybe they need to get a reference from that previous place of work. So is this something that they are likely to verify? So that's just my question, I think, for now.
Okay, so if I get you right, your first question is it right for you to tailor your CV for, you have a lot of experiences and you are trying to tailor your experience to the most relevant one for the role that you're applying. Is that your first question?
Yes, that's a question. Yeah.
Yes, and your second question is asking about
yeah. So the second.
Okay.
Well, which was more like the first questions, which is they asked me how much I was earning or how much I earn. Of course, to them they thought I was still working at that previous place based off of the date range I put there. I never said I left. So they asked for the salary figure, and I gave the salary figure of where I was working currently, which is not stated on the CV. So the question is that is that right? Is that, or in the HR world, is that something that is advisable or something that is wrong?
All right. So for your first question, there are two things you can do. So I've had applications where, or I've had candidates where they're applying for a role in the FMCG space, and in between their old experiences, they've worked in like maybe the fintech space. So what they do is that they would remove that place that they worked at the fintech and put it down, while the ones that are together, like for instance, let's say, let me break it down. You were a salesperson at maybe flour mills. You moved to being a salesperson with Olam. They are still in the FMCG space. Then in between, after Olam, you moved to working with maybe let's say Prosper, which is a tech company, or any other tech company as a salesperson. Then you now currently work with an FMCG space. You know that IT is already, it looks like off for you. So some people would remove it and put it down. Yeah. But I would not advise that you do that. Any recruiter, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So any recruiter that calls you to the table or calls you for an interview already feels that you have the experience or you have what it takes to do the job. If they don't feel like you have what it takes to do the job, or if you don't have the experience to do the job, they won't call you for an interview. So bringing you to the interview means you already have those experiences. You have the experiences that will count for that job. I don't know if that answers your question, the first question.
Yeah, it does. It answers it.
Yes. So the second question, as a recruiter, if I am hiring for a role, so I have some clients that will tell you that they need a salesperson with like 5 years experience, but they don't want to limit themselves in terms of like salary. So just get me the best candidates. Let us talk about salary. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look at people with that 5 years experience and call them, hi, Samson, I have a client that needs you, blah, 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 blah. Do you mind sharing what you currently earn? If you tell me no, it's fine. And if you tell me yes, I would definitely add it to what I'm going to send to my client, that Samson is currently earning 300,000 and is expecting 500,000. So I always ask my candidates, what are you currently earning and what do you expect to earn? What do you want from this role? So things like that. So some recruiters actually go back to your last place of work and ask for things like that. But many people actually don't. So I don't think it's good for you to lie about your salary. If you are earning 300 currently, tell them you are earning 300. And if it's 1 million that you want, tell them that you want 1 million. If it works for them, they are going to invite you for maybe the second stage or to meet their client or anything. And if it doesn't work for them, they won't call you, or they will just tell you that our clients can't do 1 million. However, they are looking to review to like 550. Is this something that you can do? That's when negotiation for like salary would start and all of that. But just tell them what you are. If you don't want to tell them what you are currently earning, it's fine. Just tell them that this is what I want to earn. I want to earn 500, and tell them it's 500 you want to earn. If they are willing to pay 500, they will pay. If they are willing to have a conversation about it, they will have conversation about it. But usually I don't advise that people maybe lie or try to like play around figures and all of that. I hope that he answers your question too.
Yeah, it does. It does. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. I think Praise Ebuka has a question, so you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Shegun. And then thank you, Ms. Victoria, for this session. It's been nice. Thank you very much. Like I said before, my name is Praise. Good evening, everyone. And then I have two questions. Yeah. So one of them is this. For every CV that one have, is there like a standard format for organization of the way you structure your CV, like a standard format that all organization will collect? If you put the contact info by the top right, the name by the top left, social media handle at the bottom, or is there a way that you should put it for so that every organization can be able to move forward with it? And then second question is that there's this thing about CV and then resume. I don't know, maybe you can help break it down about CV and then resume. Is there something different that should be on resume? And then is there something that should not be on CV? And then how do they collect the resume? And I don't know, something like that.
All right, so if I get you right, your first question is around is there like one CV that can work for every organization, or is there like a format that a CV should look like or something like that? Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. The way right, beginning to end.
All right. And the second question is what's different between a CV and a resume?
Yeah.
So a CV is actually not what we call it. This whole thing that what you use to apply for a job is a resume. A resume is just stating your work experience, your education, and all of that. And a CV is well detailed, stating how you started from primary school, your second. A CV is well detailed and most time not used for like job, maybe used for like scholarship, for like fellowship and all of that. But what you use to apply for jobs is called a resume. But Nigeria that we are, everything is CV. So that's how it works. And I hope you understand that part.
Yeah, I understand that one, but sorry to chip this in. Is there like a page, since it's like standard details of yourself, like expressing yourself on the paper or on the PDF, is there like a number of pages that you should not exceed or something like that?
You're talking of a resume when you're applying for jobs, right?
Yeah, yes.
So for starters, I don't know what you want to write that your CV will be going to like 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. The thing is that just write something that explains everything, simple and all of that. For your work experiences, 4 lines, 3 lines is enough to explain what you have done in that place, what you have achieved in that place and all. So 1 page, I think 1 page is fine for someone with like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and maybe even 5 years experience. Maybe after that, though, where you have worked for like 15 companies, 20 companies, you can now be using like maybe like 3 pages, 5 pages, but it's a resume. It's just trying to state your work experience, what you have achieved, this, that, and it's just supposed to be concise and brief. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Yeah, and for the second one, like the format for CV.
Okay, yeah. So there's no one way for writing a CV at all. The only thing is that the basic things or the most important things that should be there should be there. If I want to call you that I like your CV, I should see your phone number there. I should see your email address there. I should see your name there. I should see your address. Are you in Lagos or are you in Asaba? I must see it there. Your school, where you schooled, what year to what year, your work experience, what you did there from what year to what year, your skills, your professional qualifications, and all of those things. So there's no one way to writing a CV. You have different like formats to writing a CV, but the necessary things that should be there should be there. That's it.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I don't think there are any other questions as nobody really raised up their hands. I
There's a
hope.
question. There's a question.
Okay, you have a
Sorry.
question. All right.
There's a question. Can I go?
Sure.
Yeah. So Victoria had said that she uses a software through which recruiters can see what other people have applied for aside from the organization they are. So I mean, if I'm getting that right, it's like she's saying that there's this software ATL, or is it ATL, where people can actually
Yes.
yeah. So as a recruiter, you can see where other people have applied to.
So no, what I meant was that, for instance, I work with Protein International, and on our
Okay.
own platform, let's say in this month we posted 5 sales roles for like different clients. Client A needs sales associates, client B needs sales manager, client C needs B2B sales.
Okay.
So if I see this person, I would see that this person applied for my sales manager role. I'll see that this person applied for my sales associate role. I would see everything that you have applied for in my own
Oh yeah.
organization on that
Yeah,
platform.
I get you now. Okay, that's very possible. That's very, very, yeah. Oh yeah, I get. I was like, if
No,
recruiters
it's
could
not.
really
It's
see,
not possible for us to see all
that
the
would be
places you
crazy,
applied to.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that question, because I also had that in mind.
Yeah,
Because
and the truth is that a lot of
if multiple organizations could see where I myself have applied to, they will be absolutely confused.
I think they'll give me the job because I've been in I've been in a lot of places. Well, another thing is that Victoria really raised a very important point here, because a lot of times you don't even know. A lot of times people do not even know. People might not even know if it's the same recruiter for different jobs, because the thought span of a lot of people who apply for jobs, or of a lot of us that apply for jobs, we don't always check to even know if, sometimes people even apply for the same jobs within like 2 months. They don't even know, because the opening is still up. So they are not even aware that they are coming back to the same page. So you don't even know. Victoria might be using LinkedIn to recruit for a role, and might be using Jobberman to recruit for another role. You wouldn't just even know the difference. One could just go and apply. So it's good one just stays in one's lane.
Yeah. And one thing I've been able to bring out from the presentation is, one, magnify the little things, magnify them. Like, even she brought the example while you are home, the things you do in your house. And I'm really happy about the fact that you stressed the part about volunteering, because what has made me to a data analyst, or the data analysis I knew today, was from a volunteer position, and it was like very funny. I learned it in church. That's the funny thing. I didn't even go to an organization, but people saw the passion I had for it, and they kept giving me jobs, and I was growing that way. And I when I could write my CV, so it's just like, so people in the church, why they served as ushers or served in other positions, maybe they could not see a way to write it, but I could go into my own CV and put, even as an undergraduate, I'd worked this, I worked with a couple of other young guys to do this, to manage things like, so it was showing. So I think if as an undergraduate or someone as a recent graduate, you're asking yourself that question that I don't have any experience, I think you've been given the way out, because you do have experience, according to what she has told you today. You do have that experience. You just need to package it well into your CV. And she said, one thing she also said is that while you are packaging it, don't say I was the head of this, I was the head of that. Use active words. I led this. And when you're using active words, also show the impact that those active words, the impact of your activity or your contribution to the place where you volunteered or where you worked. Even in your class, you could have been the class rep. Just look for one project you guys did together and put it on your CV. Those are the value that I think most companies are looking for. I think, Victoria, you wanted to say something before we round up. Thanks, we had it up again. I want us to wrap this up. Okay, just ask your question. So after this, then we can call today.
Okay. I think I want to touch on 3 places. So before I forget, the first is Victoria said she was going to show a sample of a CV, probably to elaborate some points. So I hope she could still show that. Probably that would also help us to, for those of us asking questions regarding format, I mean, we could see that and probably adopt a new format and, get to see some cogent points that should be on CVs. I mean, the way it should be. Then to my question, during the course of the session, Victoria made mention of, she gave an example, don't just throw your CV out there. There are places your CV shouldn't get to. Then I recall she giving an example using, sales personnel, sales attendants, sales this, sales that, and all of that. So the question I want to ask is this. I'm going to use myself as an example. I've been studying accounting. I did ONG in accounting. I'm doing BS in accounting. I'm writing ICANN. So if, for example, I have accounting experience. I worked as an account clerk. I worked as an account executive where I got to work with the accounts payable officer, executive rather, and receivable executive. Then I eventually worked as a revenue assurance executive in line with being a receivable executive. Now, the question I want to bring out is this. Now, if I see a job and the job is saying, maybe, for example, an account payable executive, but I never worked as an account payable executive, but I have those, I have related experience to that. Can I still go ahead to apply for such role? I mean, this is what they want, but I looked at the JD and I see, I've done a bit of this, I've done a bit of that. I might not have covered the entire JD, but I've done at least maybe well over 50% of what is on that JD. And I believe I can still do the rest. I mean, get on the job to learn. So is it advisable for me to apply to such job? That's my first question. Then my second question is touching on.
Sorry, Samson, can we answer it like one after the other? Because
okay.
Let me just like talk on the first one, then let's move to the second one, then on like that. So for the application, I just want to believe that it's not this your same CV that you used to apply for that one that you have not done before. So this is how it works. I tell some of my candidates, you have not worked in this capacity before, but you have, when you were working at the other place, you have done things like this, but it's not reflecting in your CV. How am I supposed to know that you have done that? It was like your side job where you were working. Put it in your CV where you were working and you were doing that other job. Write it there. Write something that I will read and I'll say, oh yeah, you are a good fit for it, because I'm working with the job description. I'm not working with what I think you have. I'm working with the job description and I'm working with your CV. I am looking for somebody who has worked as maybe a trade, receivables.
Yeah.
And on your CV, you are a payable, you're not fit for what I'm looking for. So in your CV as a payables person, you can put maybe like payables, receivables. Then on that, when you are highlighting your achievements, touch on what you have done that is related to my own job. Because when I'm going through your CV, it's all of those things I'm going to check. I'm looking for a receivable person. Okay, this person has done payable. Okay, he also did receivables. Yeah, this person can fly. This person should be able to do this. Then I will now put a call through to you and say, hi, Samson, I have this role. I see that you currently work here. You were doing this. What can you say about this? That's when I'm going to engage you in a conversation. So if you don't put in your CV that you somehow have done something related to what I'm looking for, I can't assume that somehow you have done something like that.
Okay, so okay, so what I will draw out from the from your response to that is, if I have related experience to that job, it's fine for me to apply to that job.
Yes. But if you look, the main thing is look at the job description. Can you do what is on this job description? Yes, I can do what is on this. Then reflect that you can do what is on the job description. Because I'm going to check the job description and what you have written. If it's aligning, I'm going to call you for an interview. Then we are going to talk. You are going to explain to me how you did this, that's how it works.
Okay. And then the other question I want to ask is touching on achievements. So I don't know if this happens to some people, but for me, when I get into a job and I've seen my job description, and especially when it's more like maybe a routine task, I mean, you do it like week in, week out. So it's actually difficult for me. I find it kind of difficult putting a number to maybe what I've done so far on the job. And when it now comes down to achievement, putting something like achievement on my CV, and in terms of let me give you an example, maybe client count, maybe monthly revenue, or maybe sales conversion. So I find it difficult. I mean, me personally, putting a number to this because I feel like I do it week in, week out. So how do you advise, for people who would engage in routine activities, routine tasks to, come about their activities in application for another job, maybe on their CV? Yeah.
So I want to believe that, okay, so your question is that you are doing the same thing over and over again. So how do you keep track on what you have done?
Like big achievement on that role, because the job is routine. Yeah.
Okay, because my own work too is routine. I'm a recruiter, and what I do is to post application, to get people to apply, to check through their CV is routine too. So how do I keep track of how many people I've recruited in a month? So that's something like what you're asking, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like as everybody, it is very important for us to keep note of our achievements, because you don't know that you have done great things really if you don't pay attention to all those achievements. For example, you don't know that in the last 1 month I've recruited or I've called over 500 people. So another way to do it is to break it down. In a day, how many roles do I fill? In a day, let's say I fill 2 roles, or I share profiles of 2 roles. The profiles of 2 roles I share, maybe I share like 5 people per role, and I share 2 roles. So I'm just going to calculate it and say in a month, let's say if we have, let's say like 20 days in a month, and I fill 2 roles, that's 40 times 5 people, that's 200. So I can say that I have participated in over or in 50 plus candidate selection, and I have effectively done interview schedule for over 25 people. Maybe if you don't like know exactly, it's not even important, it's not even compulsory for you to put the exact figure. Just put a figure that would show that you have done something that is valuable, a figure that is showing that you have done something that has like a lot of value. For example, in a month, I have recruited over 20 people, or 20 plus. You can now use things like 20 plus, around 50 people, around 500 million, target of like around things like that, plus add it to it. I think it's fine that way. But please, you can always like keep track of your achievements. It makes a lot of sense and it makes things easier.
Okay, this helps. Thanks.
All right. So I just want to add to that, because if you need, because one of the reasons I've left one of the places I work is if I realize that I'm not meeting, maybe I'm not meeting KPIs. I don't have KPIs. Like my KPIs are not tangible, because when I'm leaving the place, I can't even report on my CV, oh, this is exactly what I did. This is exactly how I moved. This is what I've been able to improve. That's why I like the fact that Victoria said you need to journal. Like you have to have your personal journal, because you if you work in a very, very systematic place, maybe like maybe a multinational, you already have your KPIs that you yourself review, you and your line manager review. When you can check that over the years, over like check the monthly, how did your performance improve from this? Then, as she said, also had all those revenue impacts that, oh, like when you do something with a team, one thing I do is that I work somewhere and I work with my boss and we did the work together. So at the end, when we do our town hall reports, they present what our team does. So what I do is that I look for what I did in doing when the team was working together, and I present that, okay, I was able to contribute to the team. This was my effort into the team to ensure that we had a turnover of like 100 million in maybe in 2 months, or we increased the turnover year on year by 20%. So those are things that would enter into your CV. That's why it's very important to pay attention to maybe these little KPIs. If they are not developing, if your company has not developed KPIs for you, or very measurable KPIs, you need to develop it for your own self, because self-development is very important. If you are working somewhere you are not really developing, or you can't even see the growth, over time you would when you're moving to another role, you won't be able to tell them this is what I did, except you want to tell them then your CV will keep sounding like I did this every day, transactional, or just very passive CV. So I just want to encourage you guys that personal journaling, tracking your own growth is very, very, very vital, especially if you have started working. And even as a student, wherever you do, just ensure that those are achievements, you're keeping them somewhere, or you're putting them into your CV, you're putting them into your CV. Or you guys worked on a project, able to raise the amount of funds in maybe a short period of time, or even a long period of time. And this was the impact that project made. Those are the things that people really want to see, as what just to collaborate what Victoria has also said. So I think this has really been a very insightful session. I would say people that were not on this session, maybe will have a lot of questions, because when they go online and they'll keep having questions, maybe you want to ask. But I think Samson has really been helpful, because he has asked a lot of questions that will have been on the mind of everyone. And I think that's why I don't have so many questions like that. So I just want to say a very big thank you to Victoria. And also, yes, I have my mentor, Mr. Philip Bakari, on the call. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this a reality. We hope the Good Deck team or community, the people who are managing Good Deck, we hope that we'll have more of this. Because I'm saying one thing that we really didn't talk about is negotiating your salary, because that's one key thing. Like after you've gotten through the iron phase, negotiating your salary, having the confidence, as she said, tell them what you want, and also you should also know that you must want what you're asking for. You understand? So it's I think we'll get into that phase, but you can only get to that phase if you have a good CV and you have a very successful interview, and they want you. You can only negotiate the salary when the company sees the value you are ready to offer. So I think we'll focus on I think some people are at that phase, and there are some people who still need to add value. Yeah, because some people don't have so much to add to their CVs. So one thing I was able to pick out from this whole presentation is I just thought to myself that the energy that I used that maybe in the past used to apply to so many different places, I could have used that energy to develop skills that would buffer, like would help my own CV improve. Do you understand? So instead of applying to many places and collecting so many rejection mails because I'm not ready for such positions, I could invest that into learning one skill, taking courses online. And one thing is that right now, the world is a global village. There are so many educational resources online to help you uplift your career. Do you understand? So there are so many things. The opportunities are very, very wide. We just need to be open to them and just focus on them. So thank you so much again, Victoria. But before we leave, we also promised that we would do CV reviews for those who attended the session. I've been taking snapshots of the names, but I would like you to, because you're the only ones that know, so I'm not going to announce this on the group, but if you're on this session, please, I would like you to just send me a message on my a personal DM. Just send me a DM on WhatsApp from the group, indicating that you're from Good Deck and you joined the call. and you'd also you want to redeem the free CV review. Oh, let's I stand to be corrected because we've learned today that the CV is the full-blown, detailed description of your job experience, work experience, and everything, but more like a resume review. So you get a free resume review, and that's courtesy of Ms. Victoria. Thank you so much for that opportunity, because it's free. These things people pay for them. I know people that pay for such things. I'm looking at maybe the next session we'll have will be a LinkedIn optimization, because I think we also need to learn how to use LinkedIn and optimize the benefits we can get from LinkedIn. And most likely we'll have someone who is really good at that speak to us about it. And I hope by that time we'll have more people turn up. So with that, I don't know if, I think with that we can just bring this webinar to an end. Thank you everyone for joining in, and God bless you all. Have a great evening. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Okay, boss. Thank you.